Hey, welcome to Makers TV. Today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to give you a little pep talk on why you need to focus. So hello, I'm Michaela Danvers. I run the makerscollective.com.au and every week I publish mostly live, short, sharp, actionable lessons to help you strengthen your brand and grow your business. So welcome if you're here. Today, as I said, it's going to be a really short, quick pep talk about getting a bit of focus back into your business and why it's super important not to multitask, because as creatives, we often suffer from shiny object syndrome. I am the absolute worst at it. Anytime I have an idea, I'm like, yep, let's do it. Let's buy a domain. Let's do the logo. We're doing this new business idea. Meanwhile, my actual business offering is suffering because I'm being taken away from that. The other thing that we often do is have so many tasks on our to-do list, it's crazy. We can't do 10 things in one day. It's just not going to happen, especially if you're someone who maybe has young kids or you have to do bloody school drop-off and pick up. That time during the day is so short. You just don't have the amount of time needed to do 12 different things. And what happens is you get maybe one ticked off or two ticked off, and then you feel really bad because the other 10 are still there, and you kind of, get a bit down on yourself going, oh, well, I had a bit of a shit day. Nothing really got done today, even though you did achieve those 2 tasks. So, this is an issue that a lot of creatives have, and especially people starting their businesses all by themselves. We have a lot of jobs to do. We have a lot of different hats to wear. There's a lot of stuff that we need to cover in the daily running of our business, and also then designing and manufacturing perhaps the thing that you're making, or, designing your services or offerings, whatever else that you're doing. So the main thing here in your to-do lists in terms of focusing, I have one little tip, and that is to stick to 3 maximum tasks in one day. And to do this, you kind of have 2 different to-do lists. So you have a master list, which has everything on it that you need to get done for the next week or 2 weeks or whatever. And then on your actual to-do list for today, you put 3 things, and 3 things only. And I would even say maybe even only 2 things. And then when you get those 3 ticked off, if you get them done in that day, fantastic. You can then go to your master list and pick another thing. And that also starts off this positive feedback loop of, yes, I'm being productive and I'm getting stuff done and I'm awesome. Let's keep going, rather than at the end of the day going, oh shit, I didn't get those other tasks done. Woe is me, I'm not getting anything done, this is shit. So it's better to get into that positive feedback loop of actually achieving things during the day, and to do that you need to set more realistic expectations of what you can actually get done. So 2 or 3 maximum tasks per day on your to-do list. So it's basically what you're going to focus on for the day. So for today, I need to do Makers TV, I need to send out an email, and then I'm hopefully going to get a training up in the Makers Academy, and that's it. And it's really hard sometimes because my brain's like, oh, I also want to start doing this other, outlining this workshop that I want to run, and I know I need to look at my advertising, and I know I need to do this other stuff, and I'm going to the snow on the weekend, and I need to, get ready for that. But I need to bring myself back, look at the time. I only have a couple of hours until I need to go and get the kids again, and realize that realistically, I'm only going to get 1 or 2 things done in the next couple of hours. So bringing it back 2 or 3 maximum. The other thing is, which goes along with this, is that we're trying to do too many things at once, and we're not, as in in a day, even if you do only have 2 tasks, maybe those items within that task, subcategories, are all very different. And so we're trying to do photography for something, and then we're trying to do product descriptions, and then we're trying to do marketing, and then we're trying to do running blog posts, and then we're trying to do our email marketing, and everything is kind of different in that sort of list of things that we need to do. So what I would suggest is more batching, because then there's less context switching. So context switching is basically when you switch between tasks, and it takes your brain quite a long time to actually come back to the task at hand. So again, when when I'm online, I have who's with me, 25 tabs open. minimum and I often have more, and my husband makes fun of me all the time because it's just crazy how many tabs I have open, and I'm always like, but I'm going to come back and do it. And then the problem is when you're doing something, maybe you're in MailChimp or whatever your email service provider is, and you're writing your newsletter, and then you get distracted by something. Maybe you go make a cup of tea and you come back and then the Facebook tab's there and you click on Facebook. And then maybe that's your break time, fine, you're having a cup of tea, you're doing your 5 minutes of Facebook. But then when it's time to go back to your MailChimp, you might accidentally click on some other tab that you have and you get distracted there. And then when it's time to then go back to MailChimp, you go to that tab and then your brain just takes, it's like, what was I doing? Like, you might feel like you're focused and feel like, yes, I'm ready to write this email and I know what I'm doing. But your brain's like, oh, I was just on Facebook and I'm having a cup of tea and da-da-da-da-da. So you need to try and get away from context switching as much as possible. And to do that is really hard. It can be really hard, but a good way to do that is to batch tasks. So batch like tasks together. So if you're needing to do a lot of writing stuff, do all those writing tasks one after the other. So do your newsletter and then do your blog posts and then do maybe your advertising copy or whatever it is, all on the same day or in the same couple of hours in the same block of time. And then hopefully you'll have less like brain switching stuff going between those two different contexts. The other thing is to shut down the tabs. Like, honestly, shut down the tabs. And I'm the worst. I'm telling you advice that I'm not taking myself. But when I'm really focusing on a task, like I know that I need to get something specific done and perhaps I'm working on a website and I have my like browser open with the 25, 30 tabs in it, and I know I need to now work on this website for a client. I minimize that browser. I open a new browser and I just have the website. Maybe I don't even have my email open unless I need to actually read back through an email that is regarding that website, because I don't want to be notified or accidentally get distracted by emails while I'm working on that. And yeah, I've just have like literally just the tabs open that I need to have open to work on that. I also recommend downloading and installing the, what is it called? The Self-Control Chrome app. I'm not sure if you can get it on other browsers, but basically it's a browser extension and you can block. No, sorry, it's not even a browser extension. It's just an app on your computer. So I have a Mac and I use that and I can block apps, I can block websites, I can block a whole bunch of things. So if I have a feeling that I'm going to get distracted like by Facebook or Pinterest or even my email, I can block all those things for a certain amount of time. So let's say it's 2 hours, 3 hours, I'll just block it out, and you can't, even by like restarting your computer, you can't get into them until that time is up. It's a really, really good app. So try jump on that as well. Focusing like a crazy woman was the only way I actually got my online store finished and my first e-guide release. That's exactly right, Beck. Like, you just have to forget everything else for a moment, like put it in the car park, put it on that master list. Anytime any idea pops into your head, you write it down so you know you're not going to forget it, but then you're focusing on the task at hand, and it's so beneficial. And basically I have a whole really long blog post about this and a follow-up blog post as well, which is going to be linked in the description of this video. So if you want to read more about a little bit more into like the theory of context switching and all that kind of thing, and also my story from a few years ago of the crazy amount of things that I was trying to do at once, which was just like insane, and how I then focused down into sort of 3 main streams of what I was doing. And like since then I've focused even more, and you know, it just the business keeps getting better and growing better each time I niche down and focus further. So I really encourage you guys to do the same thing. And there's kind of 2 different levels that we're talking here, like overall business strategy, focusing down, but also just day to day, literally the daily tasks that you're doing. Don't switch between 10 different things that you're trying to do at once, and you'll get so much more done. So that's pretty much it for today. Just under 10 minutes. I'm still not getting the 5-minute mark, but I'm working towards it. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me, and hopefully you can take something away from these Makers TV episodes. If you would like any more information, as I said, the blog post will be linked below. If you need any help with your business, basically I'm here to help you do that, to try and like pinpoint where your issues might be, or where you're sort of, thanks Beck, where you're where your friction is in your business. Sometimes that's really hard to actually pinpoint and identify where that is. Maybe you think you need to work on social media, but actually it's something completely different that you need to work on. So, hi Esther, thank you for joining. So if you need any help with that, just feel free to contact me. Otherwise, check out themakerscollective.com.au, and I'll be back next week. So if you would like to suggest any topic for me to cover, please feel free to comment below and just let me know what you need to learn about, or like if you are unsure where that friction is in your business, or like if you want tips on how to identify like where to work out what to solve in your business, please leave a comment below. And of course, feel free to share this with any of your friends, family, whoever also runs a business, or even just people who make or create things that you think should be running a business. Share it with them also. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next week and have a good one. Bye.